Hi everybody, this is Cindy with Twisted Trosin. How are you all doing? I'm making this video because a certain few creators on YouTube are promoting Miss Mensa. And Miss Mensa has taken it upon herself to create a character assassination campaign against none other than Shanann Rzucek and her children, Bella, Cece, and Nico. This woman is totally obsessed and determined to get her hate out there on YouTube, in books, and elsewhere. It came to my attention because I received a lot of emails, and I have to do this video. There is no other way around it. I do apologize in advance because what I'm about to read to you is taken directly from one of her re-uploaded videos that is being promoted along with a link to her new venue for her hate-filled videos about Shanann Rzucek. I'm going to be reading her words. And her words are very offensive. They're foul. They're a cheap shot at a woman who's a victim of murder. Chris Watts murdered her and put her in a shallow grave. Do you think anyone deserves to be torn apart by the likes of this woman? I don't think so. I'm a victim's advocate. I'm her age, okay? She hides behind the fact she's a grandmother. And so what? We've all had a rough life here and there. You know, I was a victim of abuse myself. I was left for dead too. And I don't take it upon myself to rip a murder victim and continuously do it, whether or not there are consequences, and I suppose there are none. I receive lots of threats because lately I have been exposing her videos and her books. I get harassed because I'm doing a book review of a book. Well, it's in public domain. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to warn you because these videos that are being promoted, one in particular, is on a channel called Set the Record Straight. They also have their own opinions about things and especially take it upon themselves to try to tell people that Shanann committed suicide, that she overdosed, that she was drunk and on pills, and all these other assorted personal attacks on a poor murder victim. Now, my people on my channel, you guys are all my friends, and you know me. You know I do not ever really say a whole lot of bad things about anyone. I don't condone hate. I don't condone doxing and threats. And I'm not into all the childish drama. But to me, this is beyond drama. This is, quite frankly, one of the most disturbing people with disturbing opinions that I've ever heard. Thanks, everybody. Her words, not mine. Bye-bye. She says, "Do you want to know why I think this case is so important for us to discuss? I'll tell you why. Because men like Christopher Watts deserve to have supports in place when they need to escape the marriage with their children safely. Men like Christopher Watts deserve to have counseling centers and family shelters and whatever other services are out there that we happily provide for women and children, right? But we do not provide them for men. Why? I think all of the people that cover this case dramatize it by saying, oh, the girlfriend this and the girlfriend that. Oh, bullshit. This case was about money. This case was about a woman who was living a lie. This case was about a woman who was buying all sorts of product in order to appear as if she was successful. This case is about a woman who actually treated her husband and children like crap. And Chris Watts said he never felt belittled by Shanann. And there were never any incidents of domestic violence between he and Shanann during their relationship. So she says, there, I said it. Look at the videos, people. If she was a man, women on social media would be screaming that she was an abuser, but she's a woman. So guess what? Oh, she's a strong, assertive woman. That isn't strength. Okay, so she gets on her big high horse right here. That is not strength. To ridicule your husband and your children. Now, these are the words of Chris Watts. His mother and sister didn't like Shanann. His mother always thought Shanann was hiding something. When he and Shanann got married, he told his family he didn't need them anymore because he had Shanann. She says that's not strength. When your child tells you she's cold and you ignore her, not strength to spray your child in the face over and over with water and to laugh about it and say, ha ha, this is why we have kids. Not strength when you have to go outside because your kids are giggling too loud for you to be able to pull off another shit video. It isn't strength to pretend that you earned a car when it's actually a leased vehicle in your husband's name. Not strength to plan vacation after vacation after vacation that you cannot afford. It's not strength to sit on your ass all day while your kids are in daycare and your husband is working out in the hot sun, and to spend the family money and to blow the family budget on your MLMs that you want to belong to. That isn't strength. Strength would be to go get a job. Strength would be to pay your bills, instead of coming up with cockamamie excuses. Oh gee, must have been mailing the HOA dues to the wrong address for the last year. Strength is going to that job day after day and working and earning a paycheck so you can take care of your family's needs. That is what strength is. Can you believe this woman? That's strength. Strength is not pretending that you're successful. Strength is not buying a house that you cannot afford. Strength is not shipping your kids off to daycare while you go get your nails done and go have lunch with your MLM friends, and I use that term loosely. Strength is not spending money that you don't have. Strength is not pretending you're some kind of a cook when your forte is how to boil an egg. Oh wait, it's not how to boil an egg. It's how to peel an egg. Strength is not lying because you're too weak to admit you haven't achieved anything at all in your life. Because when you're so busy lying about your accomplishments, then you don't have time to actually accomplish anything. And looking up the price of salmon, oh my gosh. Strength is not spying on your husband's spending at a restaurant. Oh my gosh, she and her friends were actually investigating prices of salmon. Maybe they should have been investigating how to pay those homeowner dues. Maybe they should have looked up the correct address for the HOA. Maybe they should have been investigating job postings so she could have gotten a job to actually help save their house since they were screwed on the house payment, right? Right? Nutcase. Maybe she should have been investigating how to take a parenting class. You know, so she could have learned to stop calling her children names. Or to stop telling her daughter to be nice when her daughter was being nice. How to learn that it isn't nice at all to be spraying your daughter in the face and laughing at her, or to make her cry while you laugh at her. That would have been strength. Maybe strength would have been to have called for a counselor to work on her issues. Maybe strength would have been to say, you know what, Chris? I'm fucked up. And I need help. I think that Christopher Watts' wife was sick. But I don't think she had any physical illnesses at all. I think she was sick in the head. And I think she was hurting Bella and Cece. I think she was harming those girls. And I think her husband was doing his best to try to protect them from her. So why on earth would he take the blame? Why would he spend the rest of his life in prison and accept it so willingly? I think Christopher Watts tried his best for 8 years straight to cover for his wife. I think he put it on his own shoulders. It was up to him to keep his baby safe and to also protect his wife from herself, in my opinion. And I think that when he learned that his family was dead, the question mark, that he blamed himself completely for not having protected any of them. That's just my opinion. So I think he just kept going along to get along, focused only on being there for his kids. I believe he wrote the letter 1 week before the children were murdered. I believe he was afraid of his wife. And I believe he was afraid that he and his daughters were not safe. Think about this. Chris Watts spoke every day to his father-in-law on the phone, every single day. We're told it was because his father-in-law wanted to check and see how the girls were doing. Could it be he was checking to see how his daughter was doing that day? Could it be Chris Watts was receiving encouragement to stay? He was isolated away from his support network. His friends and family were all back east, making less money at a job that was not the job of his dreams, the job that he had worked so hard for. The job he had before his wife convinced him, doctor said, to move to Colorado. He was isolated and he was exhausted too. And when you're exhausted and isolated, it's easy to be groomed. It's easy to be encouraged to stay. It's easy to look at your spouse who you've learned has some serious issues going on and to try to cover for her. It's easy to hold your baby in your arms, tell yourself that you'll do whatever you can to keep your baby safe, even if that means staying with your spouse. He would have no way of knowing whether or not he would have custody of the children. He would have no way of knowing whether or not he would have gained custody of the children in a divorce. I think he would have, but he wouldn't have had any way of knowing that for sure. Can you imagine the fear he must have felt of losing the custody battle? And think about this, he was looking for an apartment for himself and his two daughters. He was not looking for an apartment for 3 children, was he? Let that sink in. Feel free to discuss your opinion in the comments section below. I want to say it again. I've said it a million times, but I want to say it again. All opinions are welcome on this channel. We discuss a lot of different true crime cases here, and your opinion on any of the cases we are discussing are welcome. However, you're not welcome to come here using yet another fake profile to post your bullshit comments. So if that's what you're here for, to try to harass us, you do not belong here at all. Okay everyone, so here's a recap and some screenshots I've taken for you. Here is Miss Mensa on a new venue called BitChute. She's uploading all of the videos that got removed when they shut down her channel on YouTube, and another channel, Set the Record Straight, is actually promoting one of her videos and providing the link so everyone can find her. So here are some thumbnails from, mostly they're all on YouTube before Miss Mensa was removed because she promotes hate. And people are really fed up with hearing these opinions about Shanann Rzucek. When are they going to stop? I guess they're not, because now they're going to be capitalizing on stuff when all these books come out now. So, I only hope an attorney sees this. Here are some screenshots of Set the Record Straight. Shanann Watts, was Chris the father of baby Nico? Please watch my previous video on baby Nico discussion to get the full story. Shanann Watts overdosed on OxyContin. And they state that she induced a miscarriage. So you better have a look at that video too. Shanann Watts, signs of medical child abuse. And they're trying to say she was medically abusing her children because she had Munchausen. Here is the thumbnail for the Chris Watts Mensa video. Why on earth would he take the blame? How he was groomed, according to Miss Mensa. I don't know what they get from posting this kind of stuff, except they just get some kind of a sick, cheap thrill. That's it for me, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.